First cop
everybody
of the
saw
new
my
live.
yeah, everybody saw my sneeze live. Awesome, sweet, good job, Stuart. Hello, everybody. It's time to predict things.
Oh.
Ooh, let's put on our prediction hats.
And Stuart, to be honest, we have got a few things right. So, you know.
You have a good track record. That's what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So, guys, yeah, welcome back. Hopefully, you guys will have your own thoughts, theories about this one. This one's going to be promises to be a good one. It is called Unification 3, not Unification Part 3, as was early reported. Just Unification 3.
With TREE or
no, with just Roman numeral 3.
Yes.
But that could mean that, well, it could mean the Romulans, the Vulcans, and another race, the Remans, are now united. So there's 3 of them.
Or the Ferengi.
Could have have a different meaning. Yeah.
Could be like, finally, our Ferengi brethren are reunited with us. We're working for this for 12 minutes. It worked. Vulcans Romans like, what? What? We've been fighting for this for years.
But we already have a few. Well, one super chat and a new channel member. So thank you.
Excellent.
Christian Montgomery joined the channel at the rank of commander.
Ooh.
So welcome, Christian.
Welcome. Do your duty and service well. We'll do ours.
Or else.
Well, I was okay.
Olivia Julius, $5. Good morning, Trekyards.
Wait.
Make sure you hit that like button. Good morning.
It's 10 p.m. for me. It's nearly bed. Well, not for me, obviously, but for many of you. And for you, it's middle of the day. Before even dinner.
5 p.m. here.
Yeah. I mean, it's the end of the day. Yeah. You, it's middle of the day.
It's 5 p.m. here, and even if she's on the other coast, I mean, it's still only 2 o'clock. So it's not morning anywhere. Well, there she is anyway.
Unless they're a person who works at night, and so wakes up late, or works, or seeing on Australia, etc. We're just playing, as we are doing the pre-show vamp, ready for you guys to jump in and talk. Yesterday we had over 500 people watching, which was absolutely incredible, blew us away. Today we're at episode 7. We're now officially over the halfway mark once we watch the first half of the episode. And dang, not a bad half season, eh?
No, it's been good. It's been a lot better than I anticipated, so it's something to be said, I guess.
We were pretty surprised.
Yeah.
Even with good expectations, we were still surprised, you know.
We have 120 people here with 53 Excellent. Likes. That's awesome. I'm sure we can get 75 likes.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Samuel is going to go share this video around now.
Right now?
We got 2 more. Yeah, sure. Okay. We got 2 more super chats in. I'll read those when you get back. But
Alrighty.
I'll talk to the people about super chatting and
stuff.
Build
up the tension.
Yeah. So guys, hit that like button if you haven't. Let's get up to 75 before when Samuel gets back. And if you can super chat, if you're able to, your thoughts, comments, questions, whatever, please do so, because we do read them all on the air and we do talk about them, have a good discussion. So if you want to be part of the conversation and hang out with us, by all means, throw in a super chat and we will talk to you kind of in real time, address you directly. You can also just chat away in the regular chat. A lot of great people here all the time. I've got some great regulars. And our moderators are, of course, fantastic. So I just want to thank all the moderators. Brian, thanks for showing up again tonight. Brian had his hands full last night because we had quite a large group of people here for the chat. So Brian, you're doing a fantastic job. So thank you very much. Much appreciated. And same with Ian and Olivia and Jeff and Tyler and all the regular moderators here. They all do fantastic jobs. So and if you don't want to super chat, but you still want to support the channel and you want to have a PayPal account, you can use PayPal. Just send your PayPal to trekyards@hotmail.com and just let us know in the regular chat that you sent that, and we will read your comment or question via the email for PayPal. That's another way to help us out as well. So just make sure you get our attention, or the moderator's attention. They'll get our attention so that we can share that message or question with the world. So if you have any predictions you want to call out and see if you get them right beforehand, So you can say, look, on this day I predicted this, the next day this happened. Haha, I'm so smart. You can do that. If you notice anything in the trailer that we don't talk about specifically, you can point that out as well. So we love having these discussions and these breakdowns, and seeing what we get right and what we get wrong. And like Samuel said, we've got a lot right lately. So it's always nice to see. It makes it a fun time for sure. And it always feels good to be right. So to be right and have it documented ahead of time, and you can look back and go, haha, look what I did. Doesn't do anything really, but hey.
Well, it's I just like with Lower Decks and Picard, us wanting to be right and guessing, and when we are right, there's not that sense of, oh damn, I spoiled it for myself by pre-guessing, which it could be, but there's such a it still goes places you couldn't expect. All that said, with Star Trek Picard, we kept giving fun places to go, and the story was never creative enough to go anywhere interesting. Whereas this one has. So good job. I think you're a little bit out of focus, Stuart. Just a smidge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We can't have that now, can we?
There we go. Yeah, there we go. See? Boom.
I think if I was perfectly in focus, I'd break the internet because I'm just so damn sexy. So it's always got to be a little off.
So what I'm sensing is that one person is super chat saying Stuart is sexy. To just confirm to his ego. I mean his thoughts.
It's not ego. It's facts, man. Speaking of, we have some super chats. Kit82 throws in £5.
Thank you.
Predictions. Well, that's quite simple, really. Commander Burnham sticks up 2 fingers to Starfleet and says, "Sayonara." Oh, you think she's going to be leaving in this one? I think the writing's on the wall that eventually she's going to skip out on them and kind of be like a freelancer. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be this episode necessarily. Although with the Vulcan ties, it could be, because I know she, I guess, sees her younger self in some kind of flashback or something. So, and Spock was a reason for reunification with the Vulcans and the Romulans. Like, that was his deal. So that might tie in with this one, considering it's Unification III. Interesting. Thoughts?
What did he say? He said, I mean, her leaving, I never got that sense specifically because they are doing a season 4. They can't change the formula too much. So if she left the ship, then you'd have a sense of, well, why is Discovery here? Why is she here? And I think especially, she likes filming with her cohorts, although they did keep moving her away from the leads. She does tend to just go do her own thing, season 2. But most of it spends on Discovery. So I'd be surprised if she left Starfleet. That would feel antithetical to what the show will try and be. And definitely, Brian Fuller will be spinning in his alive man cave, having planned this whole arc, it getting completely ruined, and then if by the 3rd season they even have the man named woman character that he invented then leave Starfleet, even though his entire thing was whatever. But that said, I could certainly see a certain sense of kind of take a sabbatical to follow on from Spock's footsteps, Although that said, if it hasn't been finished in 900 years, etc., we've got to assume we're post-unification world. Therefore, that would be more interesting. If we just have the same stories, part 1 and part 2, again, it won't particularly be interesting. So I don't think she'll leave Starfleet. Just maybe demoted and/or be, requisition custom jobs from head of Starfleet based on her skill set. So more maybe specialist Burnham, but I definitely don't think leaving Starfleet. I never got that impression from the show.
I think maybe her and Giorgio might form a new Section 31, a future Section 31. Who knows? Who knows? But I think the chance of her leaving for at least for a little while again might be a thing. Probably the end of the season, that might be the cliffhanger. She decides to go off with Book again. But yeah, I can see that. I can see it happening for sure.
But Giorgio definitely did her own thing.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. BJ Tehran, $10. Thank you very much.
You.
The BBC named Michelle Yeoh to their list of top 100 women for 2020 for being a trailblazing actress, her humanitarian work, and chopping up control into little itty-bitty bits so that it will never, ever come back. Well, hopefully that is the case, yes. So congratulations to her for that, making that list then, if that's awesome.
Can't say anything about her philanthropy work, but that's obviously more important than her acting work. So, good.
And Olivia Julius, $2. Puggy treats for the puggy. Well, thank you, Olivia. Much appreciated.
We'll eat with glee, I'm sure.
Yes.
How many people do we have then? 184.
We have, yeah.
Oh, but only 89 likes. That feels under. That I felt we should have at least 120 likes.
See, now you're underselling it. Now I was going to say 150. Usually you're like, oh, we need 200 likes.
I mean, we're just hitting 202 people, so maybe we want 200 likes. I mean, hey, maybe you're goading me and the audience. You know? He's saying like. He's saying you. Oh dear. But yeah, so Stuart, what were your thoughts? Overall thoughts, at least in terms of like first impression. What you thought of this? Next time on.
On first watch, very unimpressed, honestly.
Which has been a trend most of the times, to be fair.
Yeah, but then going back and rewatching it and seeing a few little things, it's like, oh, well, this is actually... Oh, this is the Unification 3? Okay, cool. It kind of all just makes it seem better. But first time watching, I was going, wow, that didn't show anything.
Yeah.
But knowing the episode title name and like seeing the little clues and stuff, it's like, there's some interesting stuff in here for sure that will be worth talking about, and hopefully will be a nice callback to TNG Unification with Spock reunification. So yeah, I'm hoping to get some good stuff out of this one. Although, yeah, my initial reaction was underwhelmed. It was like, oh, because even just watching it now, it's so short. What's going on? It's like, okay. And it is just a teaser, so I mean it does live up to that at least.
It didn't have anything to grab us unless you know more about the canon. Like I say, once you start to dissect it a bit, as we'll do, the premise. But this is one of those ones. This is the only one that stood out to me in terms of the title. Obviously, it's setting expectation that the show pre-season 3, and I'm going to start to make that clarification. Pre-season 3 is not lived up to ever. Maybe the Mirror Universe a little bit, but it dropped the ball there as well. So, to do a sequel to a TNG episode. That said, and probably a controversial opinion, I know the Unification Part 1 and Part 2 was the one that brought back Nimoy as Spock, and was the most viewed TNG episode of all of them. I think they're severely underwhelming, and they should have done something much better with Leonard Nimoy. That's what my personal thoughts. What do you think?
No, I kind of agree. I remember the hype for that one, and upon watching, it's like, yeah, it's great to see Spock back, but there's just not anything there, really. And he doesn't make an appearance until the end of like the first episode anyway. You hear about him, Spock did this, Spock did that, and then it's like, he walks out of the shadows at the end. It's like, well, I hate when they do that.
But Sarek is in the first part, to be fair. Like, did you have that same...
That is true. That is true, yes. So that was also nice to see. But they always build it up like, they make their legendary return in 2 episodes. It's like, no.
It's more like Luke 27 Skywalker. Minutes.
It's like Luke Skywalker at the end of The Force Awakens. Like, you're waiting the whole movie for him, and it's literally no lines of dialogue right at the end. It's like, really?
It's like they really paid Mark Hamill $50,000 to fly out for 2 days to not say anything. Like his makeup and costume fitting took longer than his scene delivery. But I mean, JoJo made all the mistakes on those films. But yeah, it's funny because I would always watch Relics over Unification because it's actually a good story. I like
which one will you watch? Sorry,
Relics. So the Scotty one.
Oh, Relics. Yes, yeah.
Like, while not a perfect episode or anything, it definitely is a look. Here's Scotty. Like, there's more Scotty in that than there is in 2 parts of Spock. And not even remotely arguably, Nimoy is a more loved actor. He does great in it, to be fair, in Unification. I love the premise of Unification, the idea of Vulcans and Romulans come back together. Fine. I love it as a basic concept, and Cedar in it as well. But it's such a slow episode. I'm like, I don't think Spock would waste his retirement years on this. I just don't see it in his character. Like, one of his many things, but not his primary thing. Like, I instantly, as soon as you say, oh, Spock gave up his entire life to go do this one thing, I'm like, oh.
Did he, though? Did he?
Same implication.
Yeah.
It's
that would be my response. Like, you say that.
Yeah.
It's probably true, but did he, though? Would the character do that?
And obviously it came out of nowhere as well. It's not as if he had any Romulan, apart from, the one
Well, his daddy was a Romulan in Balance of Terror.
And the Klingon.
That's his daddy's twin brother. that was probably
Well,
revealed in a
his
novel
uncle,
somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, his uncle,
Yeah.
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 But you know what I mean? Like, if it had been led up to, but it came out of nowhere, and then left like nothing. It's like, oh, okay, weird.
The Thinking Cat, aka Normie,
Mm.
said, "Oh shit! It just went out of review just as I sort of. Trekyards, am I right that Discovery made a continuity error with the mirror universe in relation to Deep Space Nine? No, I don't think so.
Be
I don't
more
know
specific.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Although, you know, the whole technology, they shouldn't have Shinjo, they shouldn't have Discovery, they shouldn't have Sharon, they shouldn't have, you know, the eye thing. I mean, all their tech is wrong because of Enterprise, but whatever.
Yeah.
As in, the Defiant jumped them, and yet they still have the same tech as, you know, everything 70 years out of date. But I mean, yeah, just saying. All things that make sense.
Yeah. Ozzy Medeiros, $20. Is Grudge the new first officer, helmsman, security officer, fleet admiral, skeleton hands?
Maybe.
Maybe, because maybe Grudge is like the cat from Assignment Earth, like Isis. Turns into a lady. That'd be cool. That'd be a good reveal at the end, actually. Kind of saving the day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting, honestly, for the moment when it revealed it's actually an alien. Like Captain Marvel. Honestly, I'm like, oh, it's not just a cat, it's an alien cat.
Yeah.
Especially since they're, you know, hundreds of thousands of light years away from Earth when he got him. Like, you know, I'd be fine with it being an alien cat. Although Project Achiever says he rewatched Unifications 1 and 2. I might have to skim them to kind of remind myself a little bit. Like, I do like some of it. Like, again, great premise, but I would have had Spock there from day one. I would have had the first scene of Unification Part 1 and Part 2. Have Spock warp in on a ship, walk aboard the Enterprise and say, we have a mission for you, Captain Picard, I need you to take me to Romulus. Like, start strong, you know? That's how I would have started. Having be truly the lead for 2 episodes, rather than some skulky guy.
Yeah.
Personally. Although the Spock and Data stuff's priceless. Really priceless.
I don't think rewatching parts 1 and 2 is going to be required at all. Just the only reason it's going to tie in is just because now the Romulans and the Vulcans have, after 900 years, have got back together and reunified.
It's still a sequel to it, so it's going to pay off in some of the things. They didn't ever go much further with Unification anyway.
The problem is how much is Spock going to be involved? Like, is Ethan Peck going to be in this in some form? Because Michael's going to read that in TNG era, Spock, you know, tried the unification and now they are unified, and she's going to be like I hope she's not the one that they praise, like, oh my God, you're Spock's sister. You're the reason that we're together. Your brother. Oh my God.
So you're the real hero here, Burnham. You saved us, really.
Well, probably, maybe the Vulcans and the Romulans are about to split up again because they had a nasty fight over something. And Michael shows up and, I am the sister of Spock. You cannot separate again. Oh, Jesus. I could see the show doing that, unfortunately, with the character, but I hope they don't. So, Christian Montgomery said he's having troubles with Super Chat. So was Ozzy earlier, but Ozzy just Super Chatted. So just refresh your browser. Sometimes there is little hiccups like that with YouTube. I would just say refresh and try again.
So I'm gonna cross my last week. I predicted to be a shorter episode, and I'm thankful I was wrong. I hope it's another long episode, 50-ish minutes. Yes, because they have. You know, this episode feels like it's gonna be a lot of people negotiating in rooms and political drama. And you know what? That shit's cheap. So give us more minutes of it. You know? Don't skimp out. You know, look at Star Trek Picard. Look how they didn't even go into what state the Romulan Empire is. They both are a refugee state, but have a full military, but also control the Borg cube, but also have lots of ships, but also infiltrate the human government, but also are destroyed and all over the place. They didn't even know how they were. So it'd be nice if they give us a full State of the Union. You know, how are we? You know, it'd be I think we need some sort of, you know, 400 years ago, the Vulcans and then the Romulans, they made peace, and then the first Praetor of New Romulus was a Vulcan, and I'm David Attenborough, and this is the look at the Romulan and Vulcan Accord of 2742. No, I'm doing a different voice. I'm doing
I don't know what you're doing.
What voice am I doing?
I don't know.
Oh God.
And Jill47 gives good advice. She says, always refresh before super chatting. Well, there you go. Because she's had issues with super chatting in the past as well. So,
well, thanks for trying, at least. We appreciate the thought. So shall I start to go through them?
Sure, let's go through them.
Alrighty. But like I said, there isn't too many visuals. Although we do obviously get straight away the first look at the Discovery A again.
And guess what? The shuttle bay door is open.
Well, yeah. Of course it is, Stuart. Doesn't matter how far in the future you are, that tech hasn't been invented yet. You know, just like NASA lost the ability to put people into the moon with the old tech, you know, they lost the shuttle bay tech. They built doors one day and they just couldn't fix them the next day.
Marvin Woodley says, read my text, guys. There you go. I've read it. I can't see any other ones from you. I'm scrolling up. So...
Hey, at least you read his text. Saying read his text. Yeah, and I hope we're going to get a lot of fun stuff. And I can imagine, though, that the reason for this mission... because Romulus and... Well, okay, Romulus is gone. Although, would you... If you were in the future, right... And I think I would do this, saying straight away what I would do. I think if I had the powers of the future, I would move a planet to where Romulus was, and then rebuild the Romulus system because it's my legacy planet. Rather than having a new Romulus. Like, if you've got that much technology, just put a new Romulus there, you know?
Like the ability to move a planet?
Yeah. Or build a new planet. Again, if you can travel through time and space infinitely, building a planet surely isn't as hard.
That I'm going to disagree with 1,000%. It just... I don't know. Moving a planet is probably easier than building a planet.
Sure. I mean, either one, yeah. I was going to say quite far from Romulus to Vulcan, but obviously Romulus doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
But you would think that Romulans and Vulcans would be spread out massively and lost contact. I'm assuming the only reason Discovery is the one that's being sent here is because it can, you know, they've managed to restore communication. Because I hope this week we're going to get the Discovery, now refitted, has been able to repair all of our communication relays. That's probably going to be this week. And then they get a ping from the Vulcan homeworld saying, hey, we haven't been in contact with Romulan people for 8 months. Can we, is that deliberate, or are they just not, you know? And so Discovery's the only ship that can go between both planets in the same day, and so they managed to, and they work out this. There are some tensions. So I assume that's kind of the overall plot. Otherwise, why else would Discovery be picked to do that? Just that they can go between two far distant star systems.
Well, that's my thinking, is that where the Federation is right now is too far from Romulus or Vulcan, wherever the alliance is. Yeah. And so just out of curiosity, they're like, what's up with the Romulans and stuff? Are the Vulcans are still part of the Federation? Well, it's been 100 years since we've heard anything from them. We've got the odd straggler here and there, and I think it's okay. Well, let's jump and find out. Michael's from Vulcan, essentially. She grew up there. So she'd probably be. She did ask about her mom, and when she was asking about her mom in the whatever episode that was, I thought specifically she was talking about Amanda, and you and everybody else I think assumed that she was talking about her mom that time jumped. So I don't know if she's going to be curious as to see what happened on Vulcan. But I think that'll be part of it as well. So, yeah, I think it's just going to be a curiosity thing, and just that's the spore drive, it can get them there right away, and they don't have to travel like 2 years or something. So, yeah,
it's true, but it would be annoying if once again they say, who's the best person to go to Vulcan? No one on our staff, but she was born or she lived on Vulcan, so she's the best person. It's like another time she's the best person ever. But I would like maybe even scene 2 where Michael's walking through Starfleet Command coming off some training, and she turns to the security lady and says, Lieutenant whatever, I just realised I haven't seen a Vulcan here in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
We were members of the Federation, and she's like, sorry, I thought everyone knew. They haven't seceded, but they're just too far away. We haven't made contact, and the last Vulcans left 40 years ago. They wanted to see how their ship was their planet was doing, and we haven't had anything since. And she's like, and then she goes straight to Saru and says, Saru, come on, we need to go to Vulcan because anything could be there. So I can imagine that kind of like as soon as they realise,
Yeah. There's going to be some reference to the Romulans. It's going to be like, Romulans and Vulcans together? What? Why?
They're like, because it's been that way for 300 years. What?
Yeah, but we've got to remember this is post-TOS. They didn't even know what Romulans look like till Balance of Terror. because they were shocked that they looked exactly like Vulcans.
Now, I don't know if I'm going to give them credit as the writers to actually, because you're right. As soon as you write in pre-TOS, post-Cage Romulans, they have no idea what they look like. So there needs to be a scene where they're which is dummies for everyone else in the entire universe. It's like, wait, that Romulans look like the Romulans that were part of the Romulan War in 22, 21, and 64. They were Vulcans. Like, you need that entire scene because they don't know this. They have no idea. Yeah, that's so true. Shit. Wow.
The context for the Discovery crew is, there was a big Romulan war way back in Archer's day, and we haven't heard from them since. Really, there's been little border skirmishes here and there.
Wow.
But
yeah.
That being said, there's a whole history or database on Starfleet headquarters, which you'd learn all about who the Romulans actually are. If you looked into it.
Sure.
So that knowledge would be available and accessible.
But just to make that link, because you would never think Romulans, because they have had no interaction with them at all. That's really interesting, because you need to have that scene.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. And then to be fair, though, 55-minute episode, don't necessarily assume your audience is stupid, but the ability to go through a refresher course of the political tension between Romulus and Vulcan, about how that would actually be kind of refreshing to say, from this new perspective, yeah, they broke up 100 years ago, and you get to add a little bit to that. And maybe they can say, because the database is bigger, they have more reasons as to why in their database. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, and then the 2400s, late 2400s, the Romulans were a big threat to the Federation. And really, what? They came back?
Yeah.
There'd be that shock value there, right?
Sarista says the sphere data would have that info. Well, only if it passed by Romulus, and we have no reason to think it did pass through Romulus. The quadrant's massive, so no idea. But that is true, though. But that would be another Deus Ex as like, look, we have information. This is the although to be fair, though, if you want to go really silly with it, you could have a storyline where the sphere data has the records of a ship, the second ship ever launched from Romulus or from Vulcan. It got lost. They thought long abandoned. They're in cryostasis, and they managed to find the original inhabitants, Vulcans, and then that's because that could be an interesting storyline. But it's a bit like, really, the sphere data again. Not only the most powerful, most fast ship ever in canon, also all the information of the past and present. Really, but gosh.
310 people here, speaking of gosh, and 123 likes, guys.
Oh,
we can easily hit 350.
No. What?
Well, he's going to say 200. He's going to say 200. I say 150. Hit that like button. Let's get those likes up.
We need some likes.
Olivia Julius, $5. Okay. Time for my prediction of Captain Foley's rating. I predict a 6.5 out of 10. Find out if I'm correct tomorrow at 10 p.m. Yeah, tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is my first reaction to this video. Just by the trailer for this one, I think it's going to be higher than that, Olivia.
And how's your score? She said 7.5 for you last time, didn't she?
Oh, she said 7.
Okay, what did we give it? Because I can find it if you don't remember.
My original was, I think, 7.5, but then I upped it, I think, to 8 after we talked. I don't recall exactly, but I think that's the thing.
Let me find it. Episode 5 is... 616. 8.5.
Yes.
8.5.
Let's see, there you go. So
point higher.
Cool. Christian Montgomery, $5. Got his super chats working, I see. Good job. Captain Commander, glad to be aboard. I would like to see Saru's number 2 be a Vulcan or Romulan, maybe a diplomat. I want his first officer as XO to be somebody from the future. For sure. Absolutely. I think that'd be a great idea to have a liaison for the future aboard the ship.
100%, yeah.
That'd be cool. But we haven't seen. There's been a decided lack of Vulcans. Around. Have you noticed that?
No, that's why I brought it up earlier. There's been 2 different Cardassians, no Vulcans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe 47, no family Thanksgiving this year. I'll sadly be available for Cap's first reaction. Oh. Well, I'll do some kind of special thing for Thanksgiving because it is your American Thanksgiving on tomorrow. So
on tomorrow, yes.
On Thursday, I was going to say, but then it's tomorrow. So
yes.
Shut up. I fixed it on the fly. It happens.
Yeah, it's like the Independence Day and Thanksgiving. Both, I've messaged people on both days of the last few years in America, and they're like, "Sorry, I can't talk. It's my holiday." I'm like, Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like why would it be in my calendar? These aren't days for us.
Well, it's not. Well, they're all on my calendar, even the UK ones, because we care about
Well.
other cultures, unlike you guys. Um, everybody's saying, won't Tilly get it? His XO will be Tilly. And I agree with Jill. Tilly is an ensign. That would be ridiculous. She basically got promoted from cadet to ensign last season. And I know Saru trusts her. I know they're building that relationship, but there's no way that she's going to be the XO. If they do that, I'm going to, as much as I love the character of Tilly, I am going to be pissed because that would be the dumbest move ever.
If they did, then Kurtzman has sucked JJ's dick again to get some inspiration. Because in Star Trek 09, Kirk goes from cadet to captain over the course of about 24 hours. And no one bats an eyelid of skipping every single rank in the book. Pathetic. Pathetic writers, pathetic director, doesn't give a shit about Star Trek. Pathetic. Tilly, like I say, ensign. And not even a very good ensign. Good at engineering, not a very good ensign. You know, she swears, she does wrong things, whatever.
It's a good point.
She has no experience in command. She should not be XO. XO is incredibly important.
The only thing that's going to tie it in is the fact that she wants to be captain. That's her whole thing, to be captain eventually. So if they do make her, I don't want that to happen.
Stamets also does not make sense to be XO. A, he has to be in the support chamber. That's his one job. B, he's also not a command officer. He's a scientist. He's also a dick. Not a good guy. Think how balanced Riker is. The most obvious choice, I think the only choice you can have is the blonde lady who's the
Lieutenant Nielsen?
Yeah,
I think.
because she has no part in the show, but she's always there. She was given command once, and it allows her to have more lines, but also not be that important. Because as Saru was to Lorca in season 1, Saru didn't do much as second in command, not until Lorca left and became evil. So it doesn't matter who his XO is. It's not important to the story. And if it's Tilly, that'd be horrendous. Horrendous.
Yeah, a lot of people are really bucking that Tilly thing, like, or pushing it like this. I want Tilly to be the.
Why?
Yeah, I get.
Why?
Well, because Saru trusts her, because they built up this trust in these 2 conversations they had that were very meaningful in season 3.
That happened in the last 3 days. Yeah.
I know. That's why people are pushing for it, and I'm like, that's just dumb. That's beyond dumb.
It's exactly the same situation as saying after season 1 of TNG, Wesley should be second in command. Yeah, Riker went off to the Yorktown, whatever. Let's put Wesley in second in command, and they're like, well, he's smart enough.
Have you read the article that Picard might release a bombshell that Picard finds out that Wesley's actually his son? Because Crusher comes back.
I mean, I'd be fine with that. I mean, give us some real story in season 2 of Picard, not the shit from season 1.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The good thing about the Tilly thing, if they choose to do it, which I hope they don't, is just because when Saru went to her last episode and expected her to say one thing and she said the exact opposite, she said what was better for both him and the crew. That's the only grounds upon which that decision would be made, and that was just one conversation. So I don't buy that at all. But if that's the crutch they use to do this, I'm gonna be annoyed to no end.
Well, it's not just that. It's like she's so irrelevant to the stories at this point, as most of the characters are. It's not an ensemble piece, even though it sort of is. That the only way they could have her in last week was to have this one conversation. So if not only is it that's the crux, but also it's all we had to give her. But it's very strange.
It's hard work being bitter, says, doesn't the XO role fall on the chief engineer? No.
No.
Data was third in command of the Enterprise D, and he was the chief operations officer, not
and Worf
chief
was
engineer.
fourth as well.
Yeah. The only one, like, that only applies to TOS, just because that's just the way the command structure was. That Scotty, when Kirk and Spock were out of the picture, it was Scotty that had the ship generally. So yeah, that's just a TOS thing. So no, that's not the thing at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there has never been a chief engineer on Discovery. There obviously would have been one, but they never thought it was important to mention it because they didn't care. But now TIG is ostensibly done, but again they're not using it or saying it. But since we would hope the chief engineer would leave Discovery at the end of season 2, because why the fuck would you go with the crew? If we've never met him, I doubt if any screen, you know what I mean? Like, how can you feel I have connection? And so Tig's taken over, and that's fine. But yeah, it needs to be the blonde lady. Like, that's the only logical choice.
She's got more lines this season than Bryce and Reese put together in 3 seasons. So.
Yep, 100%. And she's the spore checker on the bridge. That's her role. So she has to be on the bridge. She doesn't do much just unless they're spore driving. She has time.
Yeah.
She has time. It's fine.
The Scotch Trekker, not Scottish Trekker, but the Scotch Trekker puts in £2 and says, looking forward to the Vulcan Romulan alliance. And yes, absolutely I am. I want to hear all about it. I want it to be a really good, structured, and information-filled episode. Exposition is fine in this case if it's done properly. So yes, exposition dump all you want on me.
Well, it's like 2 episodes ago.
Sounds really dirty.
You like that golden shower information?
The brown mud bath.
Well, hey, Loxana and Worf and light mud baths. Yeah, and all will be over you while you're sitting in the brown stuff, talking to you, while eating and drinking the same accoutrement. But I know it.
Wow, this one.
It absolutely is, seriously, it needs to be a future person, and I definitely didn't think it would be the security officer, but it's the only character I've been introduced to. I can see it being her, though, as a temporary leader, in that we might get a scene early on where the Admiral and Saru are talking, saying, you know, Captain Saru, now that you're up to scratch, we've got a series of crucial assignments for you. They involve you going out past the, you know, to Vulcan, all that storyline. And we know you haven't got an XO. We're going to put Lieutenant, whatever her name is, as your temporary XO because these negotiations are essential to reforming the Federation. So I can see it being mission specific. Because then that would mean that slot is kind of interchangeable, which would give us, like you say, the ability to swap characters in and out. Because she doesn't make sense as a normal, but as a specific mission, that would be fun.
Yeah. We're going to send you far out to the Outer Rim, far beyond Tatooine.
Yep. I was actually that had crossed my vague imagination when I said that, but I'm glad.
I know as you were saying it, I'm like, I just want to jump in, but I'm going to shut up.
Glad you went there. Thank you, Stuart. We bounced off each other there.
George Mangrum, $5. Tilly was hiding under a bar during a fight 4 weeks ago. How can she be XO? Exactly. Well, that was because she couldn't really participate in any stunt stuff because she was pregnant at the time. But that's neither here nor there.
She's just a woefully ill-qualified officer.
Yeah. Let's see. Eugene throws in 100 rubles. I guess Arium, not Arium, will become the first officer. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's probably the best choice at this point, if it's somebody from his own crew, and that's Lieutenant Nelson. That's her name. So,
yeah.
Let's see. Kit82 throws in $2. Shut up, Wesley. LOL, my bad. Shut up, not Wesley. What? Shut up, Wesley. And then there's a correction here. Shit, meant to say shut up, Wesley. Okay, yes, I got it right. Shut up, Wesley. What? I'm so confused.
Anyway, so then we have Burnham walking around the ship. And what does she talk about, Stuart? Because I've forgotten. Because it's both memorable but also totally forgettable.
Hold on. Kit82 sent in 2 super chats. So it got me confused. £5 was the first one. It says, Wesley, can't Tilly be number 1? Picard, shut Wesley. And then he corrected it, saying, shut up, Wesley, my bad, which I read in the regular chat. So I was really confused as what the hell was going on. It happens sometimes. All right, so then we get what, sorry? We got Burnham walking down a shuttle ramp, by the looks of it, in her Discovery boots. Olivia Julius, $2. Philippa is the next XO. Oh, good God.
Well, she was an admiral.
Yeah. Right. Sebastian, a.k.a. Space Daddy, puts in €5. Hello there. Didn't see the trailer for the next episode, so is it going to be about the Romulans, or is that just a guess? Well, it's Unification 3. We see Romulans, or Vulcans, and Romulans. Looks like they've joined back together. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah. There's a screen cap that we'll talk about. But yes, it's going to be about Vulcans, at least, to what's going on with that. So.
But you are right. There is. I didn't even clock that was a shuttle, probably a shuttle door. I wonder what that is then. Huh. I don't know. I guess maybe she brings some people up. Maybe the Vulcans don't want to beam. Maybe they've kind of gone against some of the tech. They're like, yes, you can take us up by shuttle. Don't know why, but well, as we said before, they shouldn't stop using Discovery shuttles because that tech is absurdly outdated. Or they should refit the. Actually, yeah, they should refit the Discovery shuttles to be like if you're going to use them, you have to refit them too. Otherwise, what's the point? Because if those things can be blown out of the water as much as everything else.
And it looks like Burnham's feet probably coming off of there. I don't know. I think it's just going to start. It's going to be the episode's going to start. She's going to come back from something.
The problem is though, she's got gold, and as you said last week, she's going to go from gold to silver because she's no longer in the command track.
Yeah. So because when she's walking down the hall, she's in silver again.
So it isn't Burnham.
But the boots could still be gold. I don't know. Who knows? Goddamn.
Well, it's also the line of the foot you can see. So that's not Burnham. It's someone in gold. Maybe then it's the XO person walking off something proudly like we'll get a moment where they're like now in the uniform.
Or it's the minute after we saw the last episode because she takes her badge off. This could be her getting back on Discovery. Don't know why she would have taken a shuttle, but so she's still wearing the gold and goes and changes or something.
Yeah, that's weird. Once you start realizing it's clearly woman's legs. Weird. But what does she say though?
I don't remember.
Oh yes, because it doesn't have the subtitles.
And there's no subtitles, and I just watched it a little while ago. I'd have to go back and listen.
I mean, if you want to listen to it now, it's only like 3 seconds. You could tell us.
I probably could.
Hold on a second. Who is the 3rd second officer in Discovery? We have no idea. They have no idea. If you ask them, they probably could tell you instantly, but they don't have a specific idea. Linus. Yeah, Linus is XO. We've not known anything about him, but that's fun.
Okay, let's see here. I just gotta.
And guys, 167 likes, but 362 people watching, which is amazing. You guys are really digging our Discovery content. Can we get 200 likes? I mean, 33 more likes. That is not a lot of likes. That's 10%, under 10% of you. So click like right now. I want to see straight boom to 400 likes, to 200 likes. Come on, throw them in the hat. See the jump.
So
what did she say?
Yeah. Just get to it. Not you. I'm watching a thing.
Oh,
I'm on my own thing. All right.
Come on, guys. Click like. No more likes. Come on.
Okay, you're talking over it, and I didn't hear anything she said. I want the truth for all of us. Did my crew and I work together to save all sentient life in the universe?
Barely.
Did you save all of us? Imperfect and flawed as we all are. Can we still live up to our best ideals? It's the greater good that I am fighting. Together, you can create something bigger than yourselves. It's what the Federation is. That's all the dialogue in the whole Coming Up Next Time On.
It's too preachy.
It's a Picard speech.
It is, well, yeah. And it's so underwhelming when you realise these people, the whole crew didn't save the ship. Very few of them did. And they didn't have to fly to the future. It was redundant at a certain point. And, it's so undeserved. Really, only Michael Burnham saved the future. Maybe. It's silly when they say, oh, look what everyone did. So hopefully that's a very small moment. It just burns right through, because that does not excite me, that dialogue. It's the holier than thou dialogue from a character who is notably too powerful in everything she does, etc.
And then we get what I would assume is jumping to Vulcan, or spore jumping to Vulcan, using the new nano gel. And then a nice shot of Discovery from the back, the new design. Which we've talked about this photo a little bit in our detailed breakdown. So.
Ah, yes, which does show more copper look. So it looks as if the blue of the so stayed copper, which is a big shame. We certainly were fighting for it to be a correct hue, but whatever. I mean, they can't win all things. It just means the ship's less good than we all thought it was. But hopefully we get a few nice shots, and at some point there's gonna be a reason why the shuttle bay doors open. Now this planet though. I was going to say it's a weird planet, but there is also lights. So is this new Romulus? Because it's got this beautiful effect stuff, but it has got lights, implying that it is a populated planet. And this would be certainly a cool, flyover if it was. What do you think?
Well, it's obviously not Vulcan, because it's the wrong color.
And they both do have moons and don't have moons, so, lose either way.
Yeah, I say it's probably the new Romulus or something. Yeah, I would buy that. But yeah, it's definitely not Vulcan.
So I'll guess, and it's also a slightly more green hue, which I can imagine they might do, given Romulans in green. Just a little bit of visual, whatever. Then we get star map. I guess this is, plotting the course from where they are to where or like they're finding a ship that was lost, etc. No, okay.
This is because they got the newest black box, so they can triangulate where the burn had started.
Yeah.
That's what that is. It's part of a triangle, as you can see.
Okay, no, I'm excited for that. I totally forgot as a plot point. I'm all for that. So, actually, that to be fair, that speech then is her for the third time giving a speech to the Admiral about the importance of finding it. Hopefully 3 will be the last time, because it's getting certainly tired 2 times, because he knows. Burnham, he's been dealing with this for his entire life. He knows.
I think she's given this speech to the Vulcan Romulan Senate, or whatever the hell it's going to be, the leaders. Jonathan Erdman, though, $20.
Oh, my goodness.
Of course,
thank you.
No answer to the burn. Is this new Vulcan? How close is this area nebula to the original 001 sector?
Yeah, where is the new Starfleet headquarters? They did not tell us.
They did not tell us at all.
They refused to tell us where it was. Any sense of where it was.
Sean Wright, didn't Vulcan blow up? Nope.
Not remotely.
Nope. It got sucked into a black hole in the Kelvin universe, but that's something completely different. So.
Yes, that annoys me when people think that. I mean, obviously, you're welcome to, but no. Vulcan never go boom. But yeah, triangulation's good. I wonder if there's even going to be we need to find a 4th one.
No, I don't think so, because all we really need is 3 for the origin point. You just spore jump to the origin point. Oh, watch this. It's the planet that the Vulcans and Romulans are on. Dun dun dun. Did they do it? Did they cause the burn?
Yeah, but what if the ships are 4,000 light years apart? I mean, you can't triangulate just because you got 3 doesn't mean
you can though. That's how science and math works. If you have 3, you can triangulate an origin point for an explosion. They have them in cities like LA. They have if there's gunshots, they can they have recording devices throughout the city, so they can triangulate where the gunshot. It's actually a thing.
So it'd still be down to the parsec. I mean, to be fair though, they were able to detect the Red Angel signal from across the entire galaxy in real time, all 7 at the same time, without any scanning ability to reach those parts of the quadrant. So of course they can.
Don't forget, detecting a cloaked Klingon ship sectors away.
Through Klingon space, yes. Very, very important, yes.
Olivia Julius, $5. I predict the poor guy at the relay station is still waiting for Discovery. Yeah, he's still standing there with his lunchbox waiting. I want to go somewhere where there's people. I want to be where the people are.
I was promised a promotion. Although Emma Baker says the triangulation only works on a 2D surface. It's true, once you have space.
Well, it depends where the ships are. Like they're not on. If they're all on all 3 of them are on a 2-dimensional plane, it'd be a lot easier. But when they're 3-dimensional, you can still get a triangulation because it's origin point. It expands out. So depending on where the ships are, is how much time from the origin point to when they got destroyed. So when the black boxes say, so it's easy to find it. I disagree that it's only on a 2-dimensional plane. But I could be wrong. I might be totally off base with that. But that's. Yeah.
Oh well, there was another channel that had a teaser until he tells Bowman she's wrong. They need more than 3. 3 only works in 2D. I mean, I can actually just 4 is just more information. They just need a bit more information. Have you seen Stargate the film? Yes. Well, yeah, 4th is, 4th is the extra.
7 points would be ideal. Yeah, absolutely, definitely. It'd be way more accurate, but still, you're going to get within like a couple 100 kilometers or whatever.
Although what I was thinking around that is also you have the gravity of stars and such affecting everything. So so if they are both far away, like I said, 4,000 light years, and on different planes, and there's 10 anomalies between it, like the level of off will be really far.
But you can calculate for that if you know that there's a star here or whatever, and then the drift of the galaxy in 120 years, you can go back to what it was 120 years ago. Like it's all pretty predictable stuff.
I guess it'd just be for it to be like here is the one planet from 3 points seems,
Sonic Hants puts in a 5 krona, or no, that's not krona.
New Zealand dollars, maybe?
Yeah, New Zealand, I think.
New Zealand dollars! Thank you!
In one of the earlier episodes this season, Burnham refers to one possible future. Could this in fact be a reference to a multiverse? Absolutely. Yes. And I think that's going to be the case. Maybe her mom in another multiverse tried to contact her somehow and ended up causing the burn herself, trying to cross or send a message via dimension. Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities here. So
I think we're going to find them saying we have to track down one more ship, but now we've got the Spore Driver, now the Admiral's on board, and then hopefully say, well, if you're going to track down a ship, we know where this ship was, and when they find the ship, it didn't blow up, which is one thing we said earlier, it becomes a generational ship, but they've still got the effects of the burn, just they weren't at warp, and you're like, oh my god.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
So these people that, they're Vulcans and Romulans that were working together on a ship, but
I didn't mean that, but that's I just meant
they had to find the nearest planet.
Ooh.
They've been living there for 100 years or something.
Ooh.
So maybe, yeah.
I mean, hey, I hope there'll be more than one plot. I can see the science team doing the triangulation black box stuff, although since that's her personal mission, I also cannot see that. I don't know. You could spend such a lot of time talking about the Romulans and Vulcans, which we haven't even got to fully, but 50 minutes and be a fully compelling story. I feel like they will need the B plot. That's something also meaty. So, yeah. But then we get Book, and he's doing his sort of magic. Looks like he's like on the phone to me.
Absolutely does. I'm just sending a text message. What do you want?
Yeah. But Book, why is your brain powers on? Just happens.
Because Burnham finds it hot.
Your headlights. They fly now? Your headlights? Yeah.
Literally headlights. That's good.
But now she's in silver. So note. Small thing, but I mean, at least in the episode, I mean, he's good. I can imagine that he won't be leaving the rest of the season. Like, they needed that one little break from his character to give them more discovery time. I think he's back in it for the rest of the season. And then if he goes, she's going to go with him on a mission. I'm going to call that right now. Because there's only 7 left. That's what I would say anyway. Yeah.
We got a shot of Burnham, which looks like it's on Discovery. Looks like it's in her quarters or Saru's quarters because there's plants. And it looks like she's pouting.
Yes. Well, crying almost, yeah. But no, I think this is actually... Because this figure almost looks like Umi Amanda. I think this could be computer activate. Once she learns about the Vulcans Romulans, she's got time to process. She says, computer, find me a log of Amanda. And it's like her in old age makeup talking about something. I have no idea what. It's Amanda's log of Burnham being gone. Like, Michael's been gone 10 years now. We just, something like that. Not, I'm really reaching by that. Or it could just be simply, this is her being approached by a Vulcan near the second half, and they're saying, Spock did all these amazing things. He's a renowned person. She's like, my little brother did all these things.
Or, it could be the whole Spock's Katra was placed in a friend of his, and now he's returned to Vulcan. His memories aren't quite whatever. It could be a recap of Star Trek 4.
Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be fucking amazing if they revealed all this time later that whoever the Katra Spock went through, that lady, I think was her name T'Pring, I don't know, she actually ended up like mentally be able to clone the Katra like residue, and they kept it in a Katra box for 500 years, and they can actually then have her talk to Spock at that point.
Oh my god!
Because he was mental energy, and who's to say you can't copy mental energy? So she gets to talk to Spock. At least Star Trek 2 clone Spock from pre-death. I'm joking, guys. Obviously, I'm just having fun
there. Then we get the goodbye hug. It looks like from Tilly.
Yeah, it's very emotional.
Looks like Burnham's decided to maybe leave the ship, and that's why she was booked a second ago. Because this is the exact opposite of the last hug these two had, where she showed up on the ship. And everybody's there. You got Lieutenant Nielsen in the back there, and Stamets.
No, or at least, she had, or even if, but that thing we see. Well, I was gonna say maybe she goes off a book to find another thing, which would make sense. But then she's obviously at the Vulcan thingy story scene. So I don't know. She's needed everywhere. She's the godchild. She has to be everywhere. But it's something very distinct, and it's not just I lost my job. I don't think it's leaving Starfleet. That seems unreasonable. I don't know.
Joshua Clark, $5.
Thank you.
Does the stepsister fact get brought up in this episode? Absolutely, I think it will be, yes, because it's going to be the tie into the Vulcans and her being able to go down and talk to them, or whatever, being the most logical choice to make contact with. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Then you have leaving the
Discovery,
field.
Leaving the field. Yeah, looks good. Cool shot.
Excited to see. Hopefully, it gets the same nice. We've seen some nice shots of Discovery this season. Hopefully, they won't suddenly go back to season 1's garbage style of cinematography. Nice and bright, colourful. Let's see it. Then we have the best shot of the episode. Cinematic, elegant, tells us so much.
They're overlooking a planet with a lot of cities on it by the looks of it.
And it's
red.
It's
that same hallway set.
Yeah. Oh, Stuart, that is his favourite spot. I mean, that's obviously Vulcan. I mean, it's red, it's got water, but so does Vulcan. It's fine, and she's great makeup by her. That's a good look. I'm assuming she's the counselor, lady liaison, head of Vulcan. Good look, very sort of square face, kind of like other Vulcans have been. Kind of looks a little bit like Enterprise to Pol, like an older version. Although how cool would it have been if they brought Jodie and Blaylock back as like future Vulcan leader? Just because, like, not to Pol, just because she was a really good Vulcan. Like, for what it was worth, she was a great casting. Not that she doesn't much acting anymore, but I think this is a great shot. Although it's still their old uniforms just stand out like a massive sore thumb. Can you imagine though, every time you meet an alien race and they say, "Hello, this is Saru of the Federation Starship," they're like, "Those uniforms aren't what? No, you're not." Because they just do a quick Google scan. The uniforms are 900 years old. What are you on about? We have Space Google too.
Are you cosplaying today? Is this casual Friday? What the fuck's going on?
It's not Halloween, Captain Saru.
Next shot is a Discovery corridor by the looks of it with holographic torches. Obviously, there's a diplomatic envoy or something coming from the planet.
Well, this is the mess hall set or the crew quarters. It's just one of those kit bash sets to be. Yeah, that was cool though. Holographic, nice touch. I liked it.
With some Vulcan writing on them, so that's cool.
And it's the first time using holograms inside the ship. Because these just appear, new effect, but I'm assuming, it would give holo emitters to the entire ship. That'd be a fun thing. So this is a brand new tech.
Yeah. Emma Baker, $5.
Thank you.
I hope they don't mess up this episode. It could make or break my trust in the writers of the show. Must admit, I'm concerned. I think a lot of people feel the same way as you do, Emma. I certainly am on that. Like, this could be fantastic. This could be not too bad. Could have been better, or it could be a total disaster. I don't think it'd be a disaster based on the track record for this season. I think they're actually learning, and since the whole season has been plotted out, I think it's going to be
yeah. First time since the new track. Even Picard was not plotted. Yeah. But the fact is, though, if this was the season 1 writers, we would both be not ready to, But this is, they'll take it slow, gentle, and it should be interesting. But yes, it is a Vulcan Romulan man. Is he Vulcan? Is he Romulan? I mean, the ears are very pointy, like extra pointy.
That's the new Vulcan look, though. I mean, even Spock in the JJ films had really weird shaped ears. It just looked stupid. But oh well.
I think I'll go out on a limb though. I think I'll go out on a limb and say these guys are the Romulan-esque because he's got a harder look to me. The ears are just more because I think they'd want to do some slight differentiation on the, because especially since they had just done a lot of Romulan makeup for Picard, those ears don't feel like the Picard Romulans. Well, I guess I'm throwing my own argument there.
It's also 900 years of evolution.
Sure, that's why even more pointy. But is there something you want to talk about in this shot, Stuart? I don't know. Is there? I don't know.
Ooh, there is. There might be evidence that the Romulans and the Vulcans got back together. And that evidence might be his little pin there, which clearly has the IDIC symbol and wings, much like the old Romulan symbol, the bird.
But
Even though
Stuart,
they look more like bat wings, they look like Batman.
well, they look more like their ears, honestly, with how kind of pointed
Ooh,
out.
there
But
you go.
Stuart,
Yes.
do you have any evidence of this? Because to me, it just looks like a random symbol.
Do I have any evidence? I don't know. Do we have anything for the court?
You meant to say yes. I found a graph. I found a
Oh
chart.
yes, I found a thing on a thing that I sent to Samuel.
Oh my God! Here's the thing.
I was letting you say that,
I
but
let
fine.
you. I let you get right there.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I honestly, the Romulan bit is clear. I think the IDIC thing, once you say it, makes sense. It's kind of hidden.
Yeah, because the edit, it's not angled like it should be. It's straight up, but that's the logical way to do this symbol, so it's fine.
I mean, it's actually not bad, and it's very much reminiscent of the Mirror Universe Alliance logo. Let's just shove the logos together. Yeah. But it kind of works.
It actually looks like military, like Navy pilot wings or something.
Oh, it does certainly. So yeah, and this is the real evidence, because I mean we have said the entire time that yes, unification implies them together. We see Romulans implies of Vulcan, implies both, but this actually evidence towards yes, this is a symbol of both races. Feels like that is clearly evidence. Yeah.
And Joshua Clark puts in $5. They must be Vulcan, no heavy brow arches. Well, some of the Romulans in Picard didn't have them either, and they didn't have them in Balance of Terror or TOS, so they explain in Picard it's a northerner thing, which whatever, who cares? But you assume there's both. That always bugged me about the TNG ones, that they had the brow ridges, but yeah, it's also 900 years. If they've been interbreeding with Vulcans for like 600 of those, I mean, you're gonna lose that eventually, or whatever. It'll be varied. There'll be probably some that have a slight one. You'll see, would be my guess. Hopefully, but
I mean, they can do whatever they want. This is in the future. The fact they've still got the ears is sort of good enough. But it would be nice, yeah, if we do see Picard-esque Romulans as well, just for a bit of variety. It's like if we see Klingons now, I wouldn't be against them seeing a couple of Discovery Klingons as long as most of them were the classics. And even, I'll be honest, I wouldn't mind a few non-ridges, because I'm sure there's a colony or two that said F this, we're staying TOS vibe, and then just breeding over thousands of years, 100 years. That's okay. I'm not against that.
Joseph Petrick, though, throws in €2 and says ears come in different shapes and sizes. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Because actually the next picture is a female who's got more traditional Vulcan ears, but at the same time they almost look like they got a little bit of a Vorta vibe at the back. They look almost ridged at the back, like she's part something else. It's very hard to see.
And she also has a much more Vulcan look to me, although yeah, she also has ridge makeup. It's very subtle, but there is ridge makeup, so maybe he was the Vulcan and she's the Romulan. Damn.
I think there's no differentiation at this point. They're just the Romulans, the Romulans.
Yeah.
Or what they'd be called.
Is it just miniature of a big Adam's apple? Or was that just the shadowing of a...
Oh, it's just shadowing, yeah.
Because it's just like a lump. Good casting. I mean, she looks really not happy. But in like a scowly Vulcan way.
Next shot is... Everybody's applauding, and it looks like they're applauding Michael Burnham, of course, which is weird. I think this is probably her walking down the ramp at the beginning of this next time on. It's probably for this scene.
Well, this is the spore chamber, though, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Just a slightly different angle of it.
Might be, yeah.
It's not the shuttle bay.
And then we get...
But why would the bridge crew be here? Like, it's not a bridge. Maybe they built a new room for once, maybe?
Nah, I don't think so.
But so are they clapping her leaving? Because they seem generally happy, and the other one...
She's leaving.
Well,
yeah. This is a congratulatory. Yes, she brought the Vulcans back into the Federation clap. That's what this looks like.
Actually, that might be the key. If at the start of the episode we get the Discovery managed to reactivate communication networks, we managed to reconnect with over 50 planets, and we've got a ping from Romulus and Vulcan, like their team. We have to go do that, and then at the end of the episode, they manage to get in contact, and the Admiral there's like a hologram to every ship saying, thanks to Discovery, we've now managed to reach over 120 re-signed worlds. She comes aboard and gets her clap until he's so passionately wow, she cries. I can kind of see that being, because she's very Federation, the Federation restarts today. Because the same scene, it feels like the people are all here.
It does feel like it, but that Tilly thing looks totally a sad thing. This definitely doesn't at all. I
I know
have a
they're
feeling
so different.
this is going to be at the end. Like you brought one of the major players in the Federation back into the fold, and we've contacted them. We've reestablished that. Yay!
Plus, by the way, Vulcans and Romulans too. Just let everyone know.
Yeah.
Hashtag newsflash. Newsflash.
Then we get the mess hall set with the Discovery people sitting down on the left-hand side, and looks like the Romulan Vulcan delegation on the right-hand side, and Burnham grabbing.
Well, she has bong on a gong thing, which is very Vulcan. But this is
Yeah.
an extremely wide-angle lens, which is why everyone looks weird. But there's a lot of people in makeup, and they do. If you look at some of them, they kind of have Romulan clothing, some have Vulcan clothing. So this does feel very much like a mixed group.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women. Looks like more women than men potentially.
Mm-hmm.
But what? I mean, is this a ceremonial thing? Is maybe this is the end episode? They're coming back. Maybe it's a ritual of peace, or
This could also be a dream, a Michael Burnham dream or something.
That's good, because I mean, look at the windows. In any other show, would say light coming from the white windows. That doesn't make sense. But in Discovery, that's every day. So
Yep. But that being said, you can see the torches that were holographic. There's one on the left-hand side there.
That's interesting.
Yeah, then she hits the gong with I don't know if it's a bone or if it's a piece of wood, whatever it's supposed to be. It looks like a bone almost.
It's ceremonial either way.
And then we get
data chip, I would say.
Yeah, it's some kind of data.
Ooh, this is someone else. This is a future person. They've got who is this? They've got a weird jacket with a holster for a gun and a belt. So this is a new person. Interesting. Wonder
if that's like the history of the Romulan Vulcan people information disk or something. Then we get Saru, and then Book's ship in the shuttle bay with somebody beaming. This could be the return of I don't know. Don't know if she's beaming up to the ship or back from the ship. But yeah, and then we get the opposite view of that room where we see all the Romulan Vulcan delegation sitting down.
Yes, and some astral sort of graphics, which maybe represent the many new colonies coming together. Oh, but they're on the same side. This is, we talk about them being on different sides, but this is the man and the lady both together. So
yeah, and there's that lady that was standing with Saru sitting there with a different, and Saru's behind her.
Oh, Saru's behind her. Oh, that's
behind
interesting.
her to the left of her, but.
And there's that's okay.
Yeah.
That's a good find, because that does push that into confusion. And they're so passive in their expressions.
Go figure.
Yeah. So are they here to honor Michael Burnham as a thank you for Spock? Are they here for her to tell them of Spock? Are they? I don't know. Wow, that's. Jeez, I don't know.
The fact that Saru's there and not on the other side with the Discovery crew is weird, but I don't know, man. And then we got her and Book, I think, holding hands. Pretty sure that's Burnham and Book. Then we get the flashback. I thought that was Michael Burnham doing that to her younger self, but it's obviously it's Spock. It's kid Spock.
Yeah, I was surprised when we first reviewed this and you were like, I can't believe Michael Burnham goes back in time to meet her younger self. And I was like, no, it's just a flash. They just use clips from season 2. It's just a clip.
I didn't say go back in time. I thought like either a flashback or something like that. But yeah.
You thought it was weird new stuff. Like talking about younger self.
It's such a quick thing though. Like when you first watch it, I focused on the girl's face, didn't really see that side. And even though I screen capped it, I didn't take a really look at it. So.
And I can imagine though that in this episode, because she's being forced to go back to Vulcan and rethink, she's gonna say, I was putting this off, but I will look back and what was Spock like? And I honestly, given the fact that the way we saw the time they showed the cage once, I could actually see her watching a holographic recording of like Spock's recording for Unification Part 2. I can imagine we might see Nimoy like put into this somewhere, because now TNG's in HD. Cool. You could easily put it in. You've got Nimoy was 09. He's the last person to ever do sort of crossover stuff. You've got so many clips of him, and you've got him being mega old. At least a picture of him, because now it's the future. I think we're at least going to see a picture of Nimoy or a full clip. I think it'd be very, very realistic.
I'd be down for that.
And good.
And that data that they have on the burn, what happened with the burn. So that could be them handing the information to these guys. Like we found out what caused the burn, or a major clue in regards to that. And then the last shot is Michael Burnham standing in the same room again with the Discovery crew behind her, doing whatever the hell she's doing. And somebody in the chat mentioned, where is it here? Maybe they're letting her into the thing that they have, like the Vulcan Science Academy. Yeah, they're seriously thinking they accept Michael Burnham into the science thing they have.
Or maybe they're doing like to prove you are worthy this or this. They do like a ritual to kind of psychically go into a brain and see. Oh, yes, you have this connection with.
Yeah, you are truly Vulcan, or you understand Vulcan, whatever. Yeah, I'd buy that, because mind melds are still probably a thing. So, she was denied into the Vulcan Science Academy, so maybe they finally give her the chance to, as a favor to Spock. I don't know. It's all just one voiceover from her. Like, we don't get clips of audio from different scenes. We don't get any conversations. It's all just the one speech, which is probably happening right here in this room. But why it's like the last ditch effort for why this new alliance of Vulcans and Romulans should rejoin the Federation, because we can be something great again, essentially. And then they're going to agree to it, and then everybody's going to be like, "Yay, Michael, you did it! Yeah, you're bringing the Federation back together because you're awesome."
And I think it's very much going to be, unification with Vulcans and Romulans happened hundreds of years ago, long since done. This is now unification of them to the Federation. So it's a thematic title. They want to be clever while not actually taking the same thing. Plus, it allows her to go back and be unified with Spock and his legacy and see Nimoy, etc. So I think that'll be how it's unification, which is a clever way of, titling it.
I could see, let's say 600 years ago, the Vulcans and Romulans getting back together, and then 120, like 200 years later, I'm splitting from the Federation for logical reasons. It's illogical for us to stay, because now that you have the Romulan mentality and the Vulcan mentality, there could be some reason that they left the Federation, before, like pre-burn. I don't know. I'm just grasping at straws here, but some funny stuff in the chat. So anyway, yes, I can see that mind meld, Gubbins. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a mind meld, and because she was raised on Vulcan, that's going to play some important role in this. Just her link to Spock, I think, because Spock's going to be somewhat of a legendary figure if this is truly reunification. You'd think that his name would have carried on.
Well, he lit the torch.
Exactly.
And I'm sure they'll end up mentioning, and Spock was lost when Romulus exploded. Although we also know that after Romulus exploded, they blamed Federation and Spock. So there's going to be no, great... Spock was such a good guy for trying to save Romulus. They were like, fuck Spock. He didn't save Romulus. So actually, Picard...
He destroyed Romulus and buggered off.
Yeah, Picard kind of ruined the legacy of Spock in terms of how they remember him. Unless they, retcon saying... And then we found out later the truth. And it's just like, oh, so you're going to say at some point they forgive everybody, etc., etc. Confusing.
Yeah. Well, lots of possibilities. I really do hope we see... Actually, I'd be down for seeing Leonard Nimoy in some kind of either computer log or mind meld situation. I'm sure they could do it. They put his voice in with the Senatel transmission for some goddamn reason. So anyway, Joshua Clark, $5. Is the Federation still the Federation without its founding worlds?
Yes.
Yeah. Just because a founding member that jumps out doesn't mean that, oh, well, now we're screwed.
I mean, obviously it sucks, but you know.
Aurora Uplink says, I still feel they need to go back in time. Back episode where it gives us 3 episodes where we can understand what events took away Burnham's family and led to her being saved by Vulcans. They already did that. We found out that, her family was killed. Well, her dad was. Her mom wasn't. And then Surak found her and raised her on Vulcan.
Surak.
We've already got that. Surak. So what did I say?
You said Surak.
Oh, whatever.
The profitable Vulcan, yeah. No, yeah, we know. They already did that. The Klingons came to attack the secret research base because of the time suit. And they killed them in front of her. Already went there. But Stuart, I mean, this one can go a lot of directions. I like the fact we didn't get any sense of B plot.
Yes.
It's all on the writing. Everything's on the writing because this is like, we can't, people say, they can't mess with the canon. No, but they can betray future canon. Oh, Vulcans haven't been part of the Federation since the 2450s. It's like, what? Etc. Etc. All these things you can do.
Yeah. Christian Montgomery, $2. They rat out Starfleet for causing the burn. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Aurora Uplinks puts in $2 with no comment, but thank you very much. Very much appreciated, guys. So this has the opportunity to really be something grand in Discovery's legacy, to really tie in with what we see in TNG and make it something special, but also has the same opportunity to fall flat on its face. And with the track record, I'd be happy for a middle ground where there's neither.
Well, the worst thing I'll say is it being like 38 minutes.
Oh, it won't be. Not this.
Because they have time to explore. This is a whole important thing, and we're gonna get, I think we both noticed very quickly there's no Vulcans around, not even a single in the background. There's gonna be a big thing about that,
Yeah, we've seen Cardassians, we've seen a whole bunch of other races.
And actually, what I can imagine happening is that when the burn happened, obviously Vulcans were stuck. They were all in the older races. They're stuck for the first time in probably 1,000 years. And so they said, you know what we're going to do? We can't go out. We're going to look in. We're going to try and re-find our own logical center. And I think we can be like more, not emotionless, but like more classical, because they're like, we re-found Surak. This is our third great age of Surak's teachings. And we were able to help bring our Romulan fellows in. And they taught us to be that certain emotions are worth having. Love for your parents. Certain things that do not create harm. You might get some of that.
Or because of the burn, Vulcans cut off from the Federation, and the Romulans, because assuming the writers are dumb, they'll think that the other thing's a power source, and the Romulans still have warp drive because of their quantum singularity drives, go to Vulcan to offer assistance, and they end up eventually just talking them out of being in the Federation. No, I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm trying to figure out some way where that would make sense. And I can see the writers not understanding about dilithium, unfortunately, but it'll be canon then. And I just hope that's not the case, because I don't know what else to throw at this one. There doesn't seem to be any B plot shown, and I would love to see some kind of thing going on the side with the first officer, because that should be an ongoing thing, either him deciding on a first officer or getting assigned one. I think that should be a ongoing storyline. So,
and even if we're halfway through, we can introduce a new character. Tyler Vok was introduced like 6 in. That's fine. Introduce a brand new security. The lady second in command could be, as in the second in command is the security chief, could be her second in command, etc. Could be fun. But Stuart, I think we've had a great conversation. I think it's reached its natural conclusion. I'd love to see $25 more to round up for us. 20 more likes. That's pretty whatever.
Ooh, yeah.
I absolutely love
Easy.
how many views have joined us today. That is super amazing. I think it's been a really positive discussion, really interesting. Although someone's mentioning the AI, I guess quick fire. Are we going to see Tig? Are we going to see the AI?
Neither. Neither in this episode would be my guess. You?
Tig, yes, because she did the audio log thing, but no, AI not yet.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, hit that like button. Let's get up to 250 likes if possible. We have 345 people here, which is easy to hit 250. If you haven't hit that like button. And yeah, another $25 in super chats would be great if possible. If not, the last super chat slot right now, Aurora Uplinks has that. So if you guys want to battle for that, go for it.
It's not a lot, guys. 25. And yeah, 17 more likes. Are we going to see the spinning saucer? Yay or nay?
Nay, there's going to be some kind of new. Even though I said initially I think it's probably going to spin, I'm still standing by that. But at the same time, I'm going to say no. It's not going to.
Hopefully, no. Yes. Are we going to see Admiral continue to be brilliant again? Hopefully.
Yes.
Are we going to see any refit Discovery shuttles or new shuttle design? I'm going to say maybe. I think it might surprise us.
I'm going to say no on that one.
Maybe just new nacelles. Yeah. It's not like they ever made a physical set exterior. Like, it's always been a CGI model, so yeah, just make a new one.
Livy Julius throws in $20.
Ooh,
so she's got the last super chat slot now. She didn't make a comment, but thank you, Olivia. That's very appreciated. So if anybody wants to dethrone her, you can do it with $1. Doesn't matter for that last super chat slot. We also hit 254 likes, which is amazing. We still have 320 people watching though. So can we get close to 300 likes? If you guys haven't hit that little thumbs up. That'd be awesome. Really appreciate that. And Olivia, thank you. That kind of helped us with our super chat goal. So
straight to the end, yeah.
But if anybody else, like I said, wants to have that last super chat slot, the honor of it. One last thing to say, the last word, if you will, throw in a super chat, and we'll have to read that out and talk about it. So,
yeah, no, I think I'm medium excited for this one. I'm intrigued more than excited, but like we've said, most of them have been underwhelming, and they've always had some more interesting stuff. So they are, and it's a good thing. Have underwhelming next time on and better episodes. That is the best way of doing it, rather than the opposite of really excited next time on and bad episodes, which was season 2 a little bit. So.
And this one shows so very little that I think the episode's going to blow us away. And it's going to be like the best of the season kind of thing. And, because a lot of times when the trailer's ramping up the excitement, showing all the action scenes, it's like that's all you get essentially. So I think this is, since it's downplayed so much, is going to be a good one. That's what I'm hoping anyway.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Aurora Uplinks, $2. Are they setting up events that lead to Kelvin time? This is in the future, so no, would be my thought.
That was a long time ago.
Yep.
That was actually pre-Discovery, was the Kelvin timeline films, because Kirk was a ensign. So it was definitely 10 years pre. So no, actually I think maybe Beyond takes place more, but
he jumps in, they jump in through the black hole, and then 25 years go by, so Kirk's whole lifetime. So
it's well before, because Kirk's in his late 30s in TOS, so maybe Beyond is in TOS time. Apart from that, no, it's absolutely, so no.
Olivia Julius, $1. She had the last super chat slot, then got sniped by Cornelius Iron with $5, who said, I'm really looking forward to new Romulan ship designs. Will we see one? Yeah, I think we will. I think we'll see somebody had said earlier, a mix of Romulan and Vulcan designs, maybe with a warp ring of some sort. I think we'll see something, hopefully. We need ships, guys, because this is Trekyards after all. So yes, I'm going to cross my fingers and say hopefully. Olivia Julius, $1 for the last super chat slot, and she gets kicked out by Kirk Solo, who throws in £2. I bet the writers have forgotten about the Remans.
Oh yeah,
very likely. Very
although
likely.
that would be nice. The issue is though, they've got to make the Remans look different to the Klingons, because you don't want to confuse the new audience by having Remans come in and be like, wait, are they Klingons? But actually, no. If they don't mention Remans, that would be a shock. I'll be honest, that would be weird. Because yeah.
Okay, let's call it now. Mentioning Remans or not? I say no.
Yes, Spock. Yes, picture or clip, and yes, Reman. Single word mention. You know. Yes,
Okay.
Actually, you might have a thing where they say the Vulcans and Romulans came together, and the Remans left for their own colony. Boom. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
The remaining Remans did their own thing. We haven't really heard from them since because they're, you know.
So they're still a threat. They still have the Romulan idealism.
They're not slaves anymore. They just hang out. You know, that's fine. But guys, I think we did it. So, happy New Year tomorrow. Nope. Happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow for those that.
Damn. This year's gone by really quick, guys. Yeah, happy New Year, everyone. Happy 2021. No, happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the U.S. tomorrow. And tune in tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my first reaction to this episode. And of course, Friday, we will be doing our full breakdown at 5 p.m. Well, actually, we're probably starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because this one, I think, is going to be another long one. It's probably going to be a lot to talk about. So keep an eye on your Facebook notifications and YouTube for what time. It'll probably be either 4 Eastern Standard Time or 5, but I'm betting at 4. So you guys can join us for that. So.
Yeah, sounds good. And then Friday for all the epic goodness, then the stuff over Saturday and Sunday, of course. And we'll have a little bit of time before that, Stuart. And then before we know it, we'll be right back into reviewing it.
Absolutely. It's an endless cycle, but we love it. So anyway, guys, thank you. And Kirk Solo, you are the proud recipient of the last Super Chat slot.
Congratulations.
Your valor will not be forgotten, sir.
By Grapthar's hammer, what a Super Chat.
Very good. That's a good place to end it. So until next time, guys, he's Commander Cocking.
He's kind of Foley.
And Olivia Julius just sniped in with $1 to ruin it all.
What an
Thank you,
what
Olivia.
an eBay victory right there. Bye, guys.